Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, depending on where you happen to be on the planet. We have people from all over. My name is Dennis Becker. I'm here with Barb Ling.
Hey there.
We're DAB Coaching, and today we want to deliver on our promise to show you how to create info products quickly and easily. That being said, let me first ask you, what would some extra income do for you? Barb always likes to say, money is nice, but define nice. Define nice. What exactly would that mean to you? Would you finally set up that emergency fund, that college fund for your kids, or whatever? I've been reading in the media that the majority of people in the United States, the richest country on earth, theoretically, more than half the people would not be able to cope with $1,000 emergency expense. I don't know if that's you or not, but a lot of people that is. So would that allow you to set aside some money in case you have an emergency? Because emergencies do happen. Your car does break down, your water heater breaks down, you get an unexpected medical bill, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How about paying the rent or the mortgage? Is that a challenge from time to time or not? How about taking a vacation of your dreams if you have all your other expenses covered, but you just can't find time or the money to get away? Would some extra income help you do that? How about debt? Oh man, that was my problem back when I got started, the crushing debt, and I mean crushing. I'll explain that a little bit more later on, and some of you know my story already anyway. How about saving for looming retirement, if it's looming, or if it's already here? If you're 20, it's easy to not bother to think about that, but as the years go on and the retirement funds don't go on, it gets harder and harder to get to the point where your golden years are truly golden years. How about saying goodbye to your job if you have one? Do you want to say, see you later, I got better things and more important things and more lucrative things to do than to sit here all day long in this soul-sucking job that you give me X amount of dollars a week for, or a month for, or a year for? You want to say goodbye to that? How about working fewer hours? Even just leaving your job, you're going to work fewer hours because you're not going to have a commute, right? So how about working fewer hours for more income? That'd be nice, right? How about I guess somebody likes that idea. How about eliminating your fixed income dilemma? There's a lot of people I know that follow me because I'm a baby boomer and Barb's a baby boomer, and there's people on my list that are even older than baby boomer ages. And yeah, in the US, the government via Social Security and whatever will provide some income to you, but that income is fixed generally, and the expenses aren't, because as inflation goes on, things get more and more expensive. How about giving you insurance for unexpected happenings? Like recently, you heard about that blue screen of death thing with the software update that wasn't really tested properly, and it hit a lot of people and a lot of companies and caused a lot of problems. Now, if you were affected by that, well, I'm sorry, I wasn't, but a lot of people were. And if you had some other kinds of income coming in, like we'll talk about today, your income would have kept coming even when you couldn't access the internet, and that'd be nice, right? So who are we? We're Dennis Becker and Barb Ling. I don't want to belabor what we are and how great we are and all that, but we've both been online since 1998. I've started with eBay, and I did a lot with eBay and auctions and so on. I started actually, before I went online, I had a brick and mortar sports collectible store that had its better days, and I eventually got out from under and that's one way that I accumulated a lot of debt. But when I came online, I started Earn 1K a Day, you may have heard of, or you may be a member of, and other membership sites. I authored originally $5 a day, which was a bestseller back in 2006, and 50 or more ebooks and a lot of online courses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And Barb has a similar background and resume with her ebooks and courses and online marketing, and she's an expert affiliate marketer. She likes coffee. I don't. I have my Pepsi beside me today, but everybody's different, right? But that's who we are. That's who you're listening to today. So let's talk about how you get to an extra arbitrary number of $1,000 a month, or a lot more. $1,000 a month may not be enough for a lot of people. Certainly not enough to quit your job if you have one, but it's a nice side hustle, right? Or maybe $10,000 a month, or even more, even $100,000 a month, whatever your goals happen to be, whatever your needs happen to be. So what's your path to that? Well, today you're going to learn one path, which is to create your own info products. I've found that having products, whether it's an ebook or an online video course or a membership site or some other similar product, a podcast or whatever, is one way to create passive income, and income that you'd be hard pressed to stop if you even wanted to stop. So we're going to learn how to do that. We're going to learn how to put an extra $1,000 a month minimum into your pocket. And we don't want that to take a whole lot of time, right? We want to speed up the process by using a unique library of assets not available elsewhere. And we'll show you what that is today. Are you interested? If you are interested, how about just taking a second and typing yes, 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 yes into the chat box, and let me know that everybody's awake and that we're starting to hit the hot spot here.
Yep, we're just seeing those yeses now going through. We're having a number of capitalized yeses in succession. Thank you so much, all.
And absolutely, and giddy up. Okay, giddy up. Well, I'll do that. But first, I want to introduce you to the Paint by Numbers product creation system, which is why you signed up today. And what we promised you was a quick, fast-paced course in creating info products of your own. An info product could be an ebook, it could be a video course, it could be a webinar, it could be a podcast, it could be a lead magnet for building up your email list, all sorts of things. But let's just simplify things and say that you want to create an ebook. Okay, creating an ebook used to require a lot of expertise and research and investment. You used to have to pretty much know your subject before you started, and or do a whole lot of research. Even if you did know your topic, you had to do a bunch of research. But if you didn't know your topic, you had to do a whole lot more, and you had to invest. You had to maybe find somebody to help you write the info product. Today, though, tools like ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence AI tools can help simplify this process, and that's how we're going to show you how to speed things up. So today I'll show you a paint by numbers method to create an info product. I call it paint by numbers because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You do all those steps, you fill in all those blanks, all those numbers, and boom, you're in business.
Dennis,
So,
if I could just interrupt in
sure.
just a very brief moment. When we were talking about ChatGPT and AI and chatbots in general, what Dennis is about to show you can be accomplished also with the free version of ChatGPT. So continue.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to choose a topic. What are you going to write about? What are you going to teach about? So you want to select a topic that has market demand. Now, a lot of quote unquote gurus tell you that you can just create a product about something that you're passionate about. And Yeah, you can. It depends, but it really depends on what you're passionate about. What if you're passionate about eating ice cream and watching Netflix all day long? Yeah, you can write about that, but who's going to pay money to read about that? So you want to select a topic that has market demand, and there's ways to find out what has market demand. Some market demand is obvious. People want to know about losing weight. People want to know about making money. People want to know about building solid relationships or fixing relationships, that kind of thing. But you want to select one that has market demand. But you don't want to pick a topic that's overly broad, like weight loss or make money or fill in
Get
the blanks.
profits,
I mean,
stuff
there's
like
lots of things
that. Mhm.
that you can think of, fashion and beauty. So yeah, if you want to research a topic on weight loss, yeah, you could have an ebook that's 18,000 million pages long, but no, you don't want to go that broad and that deep. You want to go into the sub niches, and again, we'll show you how to do that. You want to focus on some niches where you can establish your own expertise and where there's fewer competition to worry about. Now, several months ago, I created a product which was a database of 100 different niches and 20 sub niches for each of those 100. So it was a total of 2,000 sub niches. And we continue to sell that on Warrior Plus, and it's been very popular. It gives people 2,000 ideas about what to create a product about. And it was fairly simple to create that database. And here's exactly the prompt that I typed into ChatGPT. I said, hello, ChatGPT, would you be able to list for me 100 different niches for which people are willing to spend money on info products about them? So I narrowed it down. I didn't say just 100 different niches. We want niches that people are willing to spend money for. And it came back with 100 different niches. And then after that, I said, I need to make a list of sub niches within those main niches, like 20 sub niches for each niche. And the sub niches, like the niches, need to be sub niches where people are willing to pay for info products. And I listed the first 10 of the 100 that it came back to me and let it give me the first 200, 20 times 10. And then I asked for the next 10 and the next 10 and the next 10 until I had a big long database and a big long file of 2,000 sub niches. And it was simple. And you could do that yourself. And you could do that for not just 100 different niches, but maybe 10 niches in the weight loss niche, or 50 sub niches in the weight loss, or relationships, or whatever. You could do similar prompts to ChatGPT to accomplish the same thing.
If I could just interject one more time there, Dennis, what also is cool about these sub niches on main niches and such, that then gives you a steady supply of topics that are related. So then you can have a launch sequence or a product creation sequence, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, in the same category that you started with. So continue.
Thank you. And yeah, you can do that, and you can establish authority within that particular
Oh,
um,
yes.
sort of broad niche um, by diving down into all the different sub niches beneath it. So, okay, paint by numbers. Number 2, decide the purpose. What is your product going to be about? What's the goal of it? Will it be a lead magnet so you can build an email list, or will it be a paid product? Or will it be for a podcast episode, or will it be a blog article, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Um, Primarily, consider how it will add value to your audience. You want to be able to um, give value back so that people will continue to look to you as an authority, and B, someone that they're willing to listen to and want to listen to, and want to sign up to your email list for, or whatever. Um, you want to give value to people, and they'll give value to you by listening to you. That was simple, right?
Yep.
3, create a matrix with ChatGPT. Now, I've been for a long time, for years and years and years, a proponent of creating a matrix. And a matrix, in other terms, is like an outline of what we're going to talk about. You know, in the past, when someone were to sit down and want to write a book, like, let's narrow it down to a nonfiction book or course, they would say, okay, what do I want to talk about? What are the different chapters? And then within each chapter, what are the subtopics that I want to cover? So uh, typically I call these 10 by 10 matrices, and 10 chapters and 10 subtopics within each chapter. But 10 by 10 doesn't need to be a hard and fast rule. You can make it 8 by 8 or 10 by 12 or 16 by 3 or whatever. Just 10 by 10 is a way to sort of define it to begin with. So 10 chapters, each with 10 subchapters, and that would end up being like 100 topics within your book or some other dimension. And one way to create that matrix, I have a magic custom GPT that will generate and refine this outline or this matrix. And I've got a link on the screen here. If you can see it, you probably can't click on it, but I can. And it will open up a special custom GPT, a sub chat GPT sort of screen that will enable you to create that 10 by 10 matrix. Now, after the webinar is over and we get the replay rendered, we're going to send out the not only the replay but also the slides here, and you'll be able to click on this link yourself. But I just want to show you what happens if I click on it. Hopefully it won't.
There we go.
Won't cause a problem. It won't end the webinar. And it's what I called Niche Matrix Master 2.0. And it says simply, if I click on this first box here, what's your main niche topic? You might not be able to see that, but trust me, and it sort of prompts you to type in a niche or a sub-niche name. And when you do that down here, like sort of similar to regular ChatGPT, let's say I type in anti-aging. Oops. Get my fingers on the right keys. Anti-aging is sort of something that I'm passionate about. I don't want to age, even though I have. And it gives 10 subtopics within that main anti-aging topic. So skincare, diet and nutrition, exercise and fitness, on and on and on. And it sort of leads you down the path. So it's a tool that I found useful in creating 10 by 10 matrices of my own. So once you have that matrix for that topic or that subtopic, you want to write your product. You want to create it. And again, use ChatGPT. Let me get a drink of water. If you want to say anything while I'm doing that, Barb, feel free.
Sure. The thing about using this matrix and matrices for each subchapter is not only does it give you the topic, chapter, subtopic, subchapter, you can then also use ChatGPT to actually create the content itself. But you don't have to stop, you don't obviously stop there, because AI output, well, it sometimes will sound like AI. Would you believe that there are ways that you can instruct ChatGPT to create content that sounds virtually like a human being wrote it. So you're not going to get any of this buckle up stuff or picture this stuff. It's going to sound as though actually a real life human being like you and me wrote the information. And what's really cool about this, you can also specify what kind of tone do you want the output to be. Do you want it to be formal, informal, humorous? Do you want it to be targeted towards a specific niche, a specific group of individuals who's going to be reading your output? There are just so many ways that you can massage the content that ChatGPT provides you, and even ensure right from the get-go that the output it produces already has a lot of those important components added in without you doing anything. That's up there, Dennis.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Now you can use that matrix. You don't have to have ChatGPT create the content for you. Again, back in the old days being just a couple years ago, before ChatGPT existed, authors would have to create their own outlines, their own matrices. They called them outlines, and then they'd take each of the 100 or whatever number of subchapters there were, and write from scratch. And of course, there'd be a lot of staring at blank screens and writer's block and whatever. And it would take not days, not hours, but weeks and months to create a product. Now we can use ChatGPT, and it can create that content in minutes instead of hours, or in hours instead of months. So yeah, you can use ChatGPT, but you don't have to. You don't have to. You can. I'd like to suggest that people use it to create drafts of content, because then once that comes back, then you can put your own voice to it and alter it and make it sound more meaningful to your audience. So use ChatGPT to do that. I like to say to aim for 3 to 5 paragraphs per subchapter. Maybe if you've got 100 topics in your book, and maybe your ebook typical size is 15 to 30,000 words, then that means you're going to have 150 to 300 words per subchapter, 3 to 5 paragraphs, whatever. And then you can refine and expand upon that once ChatGPT comes back to you. Now I have another one of these I call magic prompts. I use this, I explain that in one of my other courses that we have, the Product Creation Simplified. I would, in that I have a prompt that says, I'm writing a book that will have 10 chapters. Each chapter has 10 subchapters. Please write 3 to 5 paragraphs, like I said, for each subchapter, totaling approximately 500 words each, and on and on and on. You'll be able to see this full prompt when you get the slides back, if you can't read it now.
Could I add another thing to that, Dennis?
Yeah, let me just finish on this thought before I forget. I like to ask ChatGPT for more words than I actually am expecting. If I'm wanting 150 to 300 words, I don't want a 50,000 word book, 500 times 100, but I do want more than just 20 or 30 words. So I ask her for 500, and actually in the product that I mentioned, Product Creation Simplified, I ask it for between 500 and 999 words, I think, and it would tend to come back with 150 to 200, sometimes 250 words, because it always gives less. It's really stubborn, and sometimes you have to nag it a lot to get what you want. So it's frustrating, but it's it's better than doing it from scratch. So. And then I would give it each chapter. I have 10 chapters in the book, and I would paste in the subtopics for each chapter one by one. I don't want it ask it for all 100 at once. I've found that if you ask for more than it is capable of giving you in a ChatGPT session, it'll cut down and it won't give it to you anyway. So don't ask for too much at a time. Be patient with it and just I say lather, rinse, and repeat, and then ask for chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, etc. Okay, Barb?
Oh, yes. The thing that I wanted to add is not only will ChatGPT output the content that you're looking for, you can specify the way you want that content formatted. So for example, if you have 10 subniches, you can include in your prompt for each subniche, please write it in Microsoft heading 2. Then proceed by writing four paragraphs about da 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 da. And what that does is when you copy and paste that into a Microsoft Word document, boom, the headings, the styling is copied along with it. I have found that to be an extremely helpful aspect of this kind of AI working. So it's a great technique for helping you create ebooks. Continue.
Interesting. I never thought of that, but it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, do that prompt for each of the 10 chapters or 8 chapters, whatever you have. If you're just doing a lead magnet, you don't want a 15 or 25,000 word lead magnet. That's too much. So you might, instead of a 10 by 10 matrix, you might have a 5 by 3 or whatever. So just keep that in mind. So then step 5 in the paint by numbers, you paste that writing into Word. And with Barb's technique, it makes it even easier because some of it's been pre-formatted for you. So you want to copy it into Microsoft Word or Open Office or Google Docs or Pages if you have a Mac or whatever. I don't know what Mac software has, but whatever you have on your computer that processes documents and gives you the ability to edit them, oh, you can use that. And if nothing else, Google Doc is good because everybody has that. Then you want to organize the content. You want to go through it and remove any prompts that you copied in and any nagging that you had to ask it to redo. You want to clean up the formatting. You want to then, oh, that was easy. Just 2 steps there, and then step 5. And then step 6, apply the styles. Barb showed how some of the styles could be done already by ChatGPT. But if you didn't already, you want to apply the headings, bold the text, whatever other formatting you want. Edit for readability, edit for your own voice, add any images that you might want in various spots, create a table of contents, ensure the document is polished and professional and looks good and you're willing to put your name on it, put a title page on, put your name on it, add in your copyright information, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And boom, you're ready. You're ready to create a PDF, whether you're using Microsoft Word or Google Doc or whatever. You want to just convert it into a PDF. And once you do that, it's ready for distribution or sale. You're ready to have people pay you for it. But of course, you have to ask them to pay you. That creates a sales. That means create a sales page. And believe it or not, ChatGPT can do that for you. You may choose to do it yourself if you have your own ways to your own themes or want to use HTML or whatever. If you like doing sales pages yourself, if you're good at it, that's fine. Typically, when I'm ready to create a sales page, I'm a little bit tired and weary and want to get on to collecting the money, and I'll have ChatGPT at least suggest the sales page to me. Again, it's a draft, and it's something that I can edit later on put more images on and make it more compelling and add the buy buttons too. But ChatGPT can do that for you. And here's how. It's simple. You've got a PDF already, and you could upload that to ChatGPT. And then here's a simple prompt. Using the PDF that I just uploaded, would you be able to create a sales page for me? And it will. And a lot of times it's going to do a pretty good job, unbelievably. And then on top of that, you can also ask it to create some emails with some alternate subject lines for you so that you can promote that book to your list. So this ChatGPT is a pretty neat thing, don't you think?
It has definitely has been extraordinarily helpful for me. When you were talking about creating sales pages, I just created a sales page 2 days ago using the technique that you just suggested, and some of the output that ChatGPT generated, it was so different than my usual templates. It caught my attention, it engaged me, it engaged the readers who also checked it out and then commented to me of, oh my gosh, Barbara, finally after 700 years, you've changed your sales page format. It looks much better, which I suppose is good. So yeah, definitely helps you out. Continue.
Okay, that was step 8. And step 9, you want to take that sales page that ChatGPT generated, copy it, and paste it into a WordPress page, whatever theme you're using, and then do any styling and edits and image additions, and add the buy buttons at the appropriate spots based on your shopping cart. Barb and I tend to use Warrior Plus, so we get buy buttons from Warrior Plus. We create the products there. If you don't use Warrior Plus, you use JVZoo or
Gumroad.
ClickFunnels or ThriveCard or Nanocast or even just native PayPal buy buttons if you're just getting started, and you paste those into the appropriate spots, and congratulations, you got a product. You're ready to go. It's now sort of ready to sell. You just got you got to tell people what that link is, where they can buy it, and why they should want to buy it, and you're going to start making money. But what you also have to do typically is, of course, create a download page so that the people that buy your product are going to get something for what they paid, of course, and that's a place where you're going to upload your PDF file and whatever other subsidiary content that you're giving them happens to be. So you got to create a download page, which isn't difficult. Typically, you want to activate, if you can, depending on your shopping cart, an automatic opt-in to your email list. So as people buy your product, they're going to become a member of your email list, and they're going to be able to hear from you in the future when you have something else for them they might be interested in. And you also want to create upsell products or use products you created in the past that are complementary to the one that you're selling now. You don't just want to have a one-off sale. If somebody's interested in buying from you, that's a great time to ask them to buy more. And it's not just being greedy, it's giving people more value. If they decided that they know, like, and trust you, they're going to maybe want to know more about what you have and trust that you won't lead them astray. And of course, if you have a solid guarantee that if they're not happy with any of the components that they bought from you, that they can get a refund, then they're going to be willing to do that. So you're leaving money on the table if you don't ask them to if you don't ask them to possibly purchase an upsell product that they might be interested in. Or if you don't have other products of your own, any other licensed assets that you possess. So now you have a product, you have a sales page for it, you're getting people to buy it. What now? Well, you can take a minute and say, woohoo, I'm happy. I just had my first sale. I remember my first sale, and many years ago, and it was sort of a tears running down my cheek kind of moment. And I celebrated and probably went out and bought a bottle of champagne or something. I don't know, or had a nice dinner or steak or whatever. But yeah, that's a good moment if you haven't had it before. But you need more. You don't just want to have one product and think that your life is set forever. Um, there's only a certain number of people that can buy that product once. You need more products or upsells. Um, Barb, my voice is running out. Can you take over for a second?
Certainly, certainly. So if you're talking about a product for an upsell, that would be going forward into creating, you have your front end, and then you want to then say something that the buyer who already is in the mood for buying because they bought your front end would possibly be interested in purchasing as well. Now, a couple of extraordinarily important things here. When you're considering adding an upsell to your product, your main product has to be complete as is, okay? The upsell is something that complements it. Think of it like that wonderful example of McDonald's saying, well, would you like fries with that? That is a lunchtime upsell. So you want your upsell to complement what it is that you have just sold them. You don't want to sell something and say, oh, by the way, to be complete, you also want to buy something else. So, but luckily, as Dennis has basically shown as during this webinar, creating an upsell is just about as simple as creating your main front end product. Heck, you can go to ChatGPT and say, alrighty, I just created a product PDF about how to build a list via ebooks. Can you suggest to me what would be something complementary to add as the next component? And you see, that is what's so cool about knowing how to use AI, about knowing how to use this matrix that Dennis had mentioned earlier. Sometimes when writer's block is smushing up against you, or actually you're smushing up against that writer's block, AI can help you break through it with style and grace, not to mention ease. And the one other thing I want to add, since so many people, when they hear the word upsell, say bad, bad, bad. One of the ways, the best ways that you can sell your products online via Warrior Plus and JBZoo is to have affiliates promote it. So why will affiliates want to promote it? Since they're also running their own business, they want to support their families as well. They want to make sure that they earn a healthy commission for promoting what it is that you have to offer. And then adding upsells or downsells, etc., that helps keeping your affiliates happy, but just as importantly, keeping your customers happy as well too, because there might be people who don't know how to do that additional upsell on their own. There might be folks who do, and they can bypass it. But for those who don't, they're going to say, wow, I just bought this fantastic product that you have created, and you're offering this as well at that discount. Of course, let me buy it too. Does that help, Dennis?
Yep. Upsells are good. People can always say no. So,
Yep.
And if, okay, so you've created your first product and you've created your sales page and you're ready to sell it, and you realize you need something to upsell, like Barb says, to get affiliates interested in promoting so they can make more money, et cetera, et cetera. And you can create more products like we just showed. You can go back and back to step one in the paint by numbers strategy and start doing the second product and the third product and the fourth product. You can lather, rinse, and repeat. Of course, that all takes time, and time is is valuable, and time is something that none of us have enough of, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if you had hundreds and hundreds of additional products that you could use for upsells, that you could resell individually, that you can modify, that you can profit from, that you can fill out your sales funnel with, um, without having to go back and grade them, hundreds and hundreds of them, step by step through the 9 steps of the paint by numbers um, strategy. How would that be? Is that something that you might be interested in? And then what if you could have those hundreds and hundreds of additional products today for a very low cost? Is that something that people would be interested in? If so, um, give a quick shout out in the box, and I'll tell you more.
Oh, well, those yeses are now flying on through there. I think it's safe
Okay,
to say that we can continue.
okay, I'll continue. So what's next? So yes, you've created your product, maybe your first product, and you don't have anything else, but it's the beginning of your personal empire, and that's a great thing. Um, Personally, it took me many years to get from that first product to what I call everlasting independence. My first product was $5 a day in 2006, and since then, what's that? 18 years now.
A
Um,
long amount of time.
and Barb's a math major, so I'll rely on her to tell me if I'm right or wrong. But
Yep.
yeah, I've created a lot more products since then, a lot more ebooks, a lot more courses, uh, uh, some membership sites, a bunch of them, and they've all added up to year after year, every year since 2006. I've had the 6-figure uh, income in U.S. dollars. Not bragging, just it's the way I've been able to feed my family and uh, and have a good time. But I sense probably that you don't want it to take 18 years for you if you're just starting today. So if you'd like a shortcut, I can give you a shortcut, and that shortcut would mean that you could experience an extra $1,000 a month or $10,000 a month or more that I mentioned before. Right? So let's just take a break and talk over what I consider to be the key to online success. You want to find, accumulate, invest in if necessary, and leverage assets. And we're online marketers, and these assets typically that we're going to be talking about are digital assets. For example, the products that you've created, I just showed you how to create one, and you can create more than one. There's no limit. You're only limited by the amount of time you have and the amount of energy you have and the amount of ideas you have. But also products licensed, and this can be a potential gold mine. These are products that um, other people have created and had
Like,
ideas about and spent the time, um, and you're going to leverage their abilities and creativeness as well. And another asset is your email list, and your email list is the customers and your followers and your affiliates. And these are people that the best ones are the ones that either have bought your products, they've actually invested money with you, or they're following you because they're interested in what you might have in the future, and especially your affiliates because they think that you're a pretty good guy that's made money for them already by having good products. And the email list is a definite asset. And yeah, I have that now. It took me a while to get that, but um, the thing is, you might say, well, yeah, you have that, but it took you 18 years and you've got all those assets and that email list and those products and the stuff you've licensed and but I don't have that. So how can I have a 6-figure income? And the thing I like to always point out to people is, remember, we all start from zero. I started from zero.
yep.
I didn't have an email list. I didn't have any products, and until that first one, I didn't have any um, private label rights material that I bought from anybody, and there really wasn't much available back when I started anyway. But we all start from zero, but you don't have to stay at zero. I like to show here real quickly that you might be starting from a much better spot than I did back then. I had over $300,000 in credit card debt, and that was in 2005, and now I don't have that, of course, thank God. Back then, online was a hobby. I hoped it to be a side hustle, but it wasn't even a side hustle at that point. I had my my brick and mortar store, my retail store, that was full time, and actually more than full time. And now I'm full time online marketer. Back then, I only had that store as my single income stream, and that was really dependent on people coming into my store from outside. Now I have multiple online income streams. I was struggling to survive back then, and now I've had a decent income every year since. And back then, I had virtually no marketable or monetizable assets other than products that I would buy for inventory and then sell to customers. But if somebody bought a product off my shelf, then I didn't have it anymore, and I'd have to restock the shelf by taking some of that money they gave me and repurchasing the inventory again. And sometimes that's not as easy to do in certain areas of retail. So now I have a lot. How does this affect you? You don't want to spend 15 or 20 years time accumulating those assets, right? And you don't want to, or you don't, even if you wanted to, or even if you could afford to, you don't want to invest what I invested, either in the money or the time. You want more income streams, but you might think it's too late to start, and it's not. It's not too late to start. Uh, if you want it now, you can have it now. You can start today. If you stay with us a little bit longer, I promise I'm not going to blather on and on and on about this for hours, but you'll see why we're so confident that we can ensure that you earn an extra $1,000 a month minimum, and probably a whole lot more, by getting getting access to assets that we have that we can pass on to you that has a real value of $120,000 and more.
Yep.
And that's gonna get your business going full speed instantly, as soon as you take action. For example, um, you get the best of my best digital assets. Now, for example, there's things that you can buy, like for example, and not only, but this is just one example, private label rights. Everybody's heard of PLR products, and there's thousands and thousands and thousands of different PLR products out there, and the majority of it is, well, I don't want to say crap, but I guess I just said that. There's, there's, I like to invest in the premium stuff, and the premium stuff tends to be more expensive than the crap, and that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that I can pass on to you. You have an opportunity to own and profit from what it took me over 15 years to accumulate. Now you might say, well, 15 years, something that's 15 years old is sort of not something that is going to sell today. Well, I beg to differ, because
Yep.
a lot of the stuff that we're going to mention to you is going to be stuff that what we call evergreen, and things that have served the test of time, and people continue to uh, invest in and purchase and use and learn from, and we have a lot of that, as well as stuff that's right up to the minute. You'll save 97% or more than 97% of what it cost me in terms of financial investment. And that's nice. I mean, that's a good saving, but even nicer, you'll be able to save 100% of what it cost me in terms of time investment. And that's even better, right? You own digital assets that you couldn't purchase elsewhere at any price. Either they're not being sold anymore by the people that created them originally, or that they were created by us, by Barb and I,
Mm-hmm.
or they were created by someone that took them off the market for whatever reason, and left it in the hands of the owners, so that they can have a competitive free environment. So these are assets you wouldn't be able to purchase anywhere else. And you have our personal assistance if you're one of the first 50 buyers until you meet the income goal that we stated for you, a minimum of $1,000 a month income from these assets we're going to make available to you. In other words, you have an instant info asset empire. Try to say that 5 times in a row.
Instant info. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
That was only once. And just to give you an example, some of that content, one batch of it cost me $36,000 in the past, and then another 5 figures later on. I don't remember exactly, $10,000, $12,000 later on. $36,000 included purchasing something for $32,000 and then having it transcribed for another 4,000 plus. So that took time and that took money. Then there's compiled content from my own personal writing combined with that license from others, from that $36,000 package and the other 5-figure package, and other content that we've secured. Premium private label rights licenses, there's over 40. Actually, I got another 10 that I need to add to the 40, so it'd be over 40, over 50 PLR licenses of premium stuff, not the stuff that you can find in any sale going on, that you get 50 PLR products for $7. You know, it's not that kind. It's the PLR that costs $297 or $497 or $97. And these licenses cost me well over $10,000 of my own cash. And bonuses. Okay, we're affiliate marketers also, and we found that we're competing when we promote a product of somebody else's with our peers, with other affiliates, and we like to have an advantage. So typically Barb is the one doing this. I've done a few of them, but we've created bonus products that are incentives for people to buy through our link rather than somebody else's link. And we've created these ourselves for ourselves, and we've used these to get on affiliate leaderboards to win affiliate contests for as much as $1,000 or more, or $500 or $200 or whatever, as well as selling more products to begin with above and beyond the affiliate prizes. So we have those bonuses, and those are ours, and those are things that we're going to make available to you. We have our own rapid content creation suite of products, which I'll explain what they are in a little bit. And never given the right to resell these before. You can, of course, use them for your own profit. You may have bought some of these products in the suite already. Product creation simplified, TOC cache, the database of matrices, of niches and the matrices that go with them, that kind of thing. Some of which we've never given the right to resell to others, but you're going to have that right. And finally, that master database of 10 by 10 matrices for the 100 niches and the 2,000 sub niches, so that you can not only create the info products yourself, but also, well, I'm going to explain that in a bit, but I want to give you some proof. Okay, real quickly, some of the different components of the instant info asset empire. Daily seminar content. These are the ones that are 15 years old, and we've made a lot of money by selling bits and pieces of this content. If you can read the little screenshots on the left, these are the figures from what we made for different offers that we made: $3,000 at a time, $1,000, $3,300, $2,000, $1,100, $1,700, and on and on and on, and much more.
It's really good stuff.
Compilations, when I've compiled some of that stuff, bits and pieces with some of my own writing and some of the Sean Mize content that we got exclusive rights to when we bought him out from his Warrior Plus empire. Jason Fladlin and Robert Plank, the daily seminar. We have screenshots of $11,000 for one offer, 10,000 for another, 12,000 for another, and so on, by selling compilations of those products, and you'll be able to do that too. Our email list isn't huge. It's okay, but you know, you just say, well, mine is 0 right now, and I explain to you that we started from 0 too, and it'll grow, and you'll be able to create offers using this content on your own. PLR licenses, specialized in the premium licenses. We have 40 and growing. Actually, it's grown to 50 some now. My investment was well over $10,000, and I made a profit on 95% or more of them already. And some we've just recently purchased and haven't made a lot of money from yet because we haven't really tried. But we use these. That's sold a lot of them on my Nanocast platform, some on Warrior Plus, some we use as upsells or inline upsells on our Warrior Plus offers, and we've made a lot of money from that particular content. The bonuses I mentioned, we get bigger affiliate commissions and leaderboard bonuses, and we also have sold some of these bonuses as well. We haven't really tried that hard, but it adds up. We had $400 one time, and $270, and $108, and so on. And you could sell those too. Our rapid content creation suite, just recently developed most of these. I think it's all in 2024. Okay, you own resale and private label rights to these. Product creation simplified. I offered that. I got initial sales of over $10,000. TOC Cash, I got initial content sales of over $5,400, and we've since used some of those as upsells since then, and got more, and we've included it in some of this in our membership sites, which gives people a reason to stay and spend more money with us. So you'll have that as assets, and you'll get the 10 by 10 matrices, the 2,000 of them, and we'll create more in the future. But you can create info products from these yourself. Of course, I showed you how to create your own 2,000 if you want to, but that all takes time. If you create a 10 by 10 matrix, it takes, you know, not a lot of time, maybe half an hour to an hour. The 2,000 that we had our VA do it, I think it ended up paying her for 700 or 800 hours of work. So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of time that you won't have to do. So, and these sell. One example, I just did what I called a proof of concept to make sure that these sold before I put this screen together. I picked 2 niches out of the 100, and I put it up for sale on Warrior Plus, and the earnings for those 2 in a week were over $2,100. So that's pretty significant. I mean, that's just 2 out of 100. So do another 2 and make another $2,100 or another $500 or whatever. Those add up, and your potential income is huge. Not only using these, but reselling these. And when we sold those 2 niches, that was only for personal use. You'll be able to sell them with resale rights, so that'd be even more valuable to your customers. So let's recap. You get hundreds of sellable assets instantly. You can mix and match and make profit from all of them. I'll send you to a page or show you a page in a minute, and you'll be able to see how the value is over $120,000 and growing based on what we've earned in the last couple years or whatever. Our original cost was over $60,000, as well as thousands of hours spent. And you get products both vintage, like the daily seminar, but still able to make money with, and brand spanking new. And we'll be adding stuff to the vault, to the members area, excuse me, in months to come. Plus, there's more that I haven't even told you about yet, and I will briefly. We'll help you build your own passive product income streams, and that's the important thing.
Dennis, do you want to take a drink of water and I can talk while you're drinking your water, or?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, good.
I'm okay, unless you have something you want to talk about.
I was simply going to mention once more that you had talked about earlier the first 50 people who invest in what it is that you are offering will have both of us to help them grow to at the very least, 1K per month. And that will also include the techniques that you and I are specifically using that we really haven't created products about yet today, especially me when it comes to ways that you can use AI and ChatGPT on these prompts that nobody else, to the best of my knowledge, has publicized for creating future content. So continue.
Yeah, let me talk. We'll be talking about that in a minute. Your investment, okay. I told you what you get, and I told you what we've earned, and I've told you what you could do with it. And I would think that it would be a bargain if I asked you for $10,000, and that would be a heck of a lot less than what it cost me. I got only a very small portion of that for, like I said, $32,000 plus $4,000 transcription fees and so on. And I thought that was a bargain. I made well over six figures from that, maybe close to $500,000 from that investment itself. So $10,000 would be a bargain. Plus all the time that you wouldn't have to spend. But I don't have to ask you for $10,000 because my cost has been recouped. My investment has been recouped many times over already. So I don't need to charge you $60,000 or $10,000 or $7,500. The price I was going to ask was $5,000. And I'm going to ask that in the future. But as this is the first time that I've made this offer to anyone, unless you decide to wait, you won't have to spend that much either. So, you ready for the price? Well, just a second. Let's recap what you get. You get the daily seminar master rights, which means you can not only learn from it, but you can resell it as well as resell the rights. So that's the ultimate. And we sell that particular offer for $897 separately.
Mm-hmm.
The compilations that I showed you, we had, I don't know, $30,000-$40,000 gained from that in the last few years. If you were to buy all of them with the master resale rights, we don't offer it yet, but we'd probably offer it for maybe $997 if somebody asked us nicely to let them have it. All the PLR licenses that I purchased, if you were to go out in the open market, if they were still available, and a lot of them aren't, but if they were, that would cost you $5,500. True price. The bonuses with the resale rights, we haven't sold the resale rights before. We've sold it just with personal use rights so that people can take the bonus and have them as a bonus for their own affiliate offers. We sell them for $37, $47, $57 for bundles of 4 or 5 or 6 of the bonuses. If we aren't doing this yet, but if somebody asked us very nicely to give them the resale rights to all 50 some, 60 some, whatever it is, bonuses that we have, I probably charge $997 for. The Rapid Content Creation suite of products with PLR, probably, and this is a stupid low price, but $297, but it's worth a lot more than that, obviously. And the 2000 10 by 10 matrices with resale rights, that'd be $1997. But I haven't told you before, what you also get is resale rights to one of my mentors, Travis Sago. A lot of you have probably heard of him. He has a 2-page Google Doc cache system that he sells resale rights to, and I bought, and he sells it for $1,997. You'll get that as part of this package, as part of the Empire. And you also get access to his passive cash flow mojo course, something that he's been selling himself for $6,000. You get access to that, and that's a tremendous course. I've gone through that, and there's going to be more coming. And all that totaled up is over $18,000 if you bought it separately, if you could buy it separately. But today, as an introductory offer, this is a number, $1,597. And this is a place where you can buy it. daboffers.com/profitrebelbuy. We call the people that buy this particular package profit rebels, because those are people that want to make profit, and they want to make it now, and they want to make as much profit as they can in the shortest amount of time.
Nice.
So daboffers.com, profit rebel buy. Maybe you want to drop that link into the chat box so everybody can see it.
Barb? Drop that link into
they
the
click on it, since they can't click on the screen that they're seeing here.
Yep. Okay, I am sending that out to all. And then also, what I wanted to mention, when you had talked about including the Travis Sago or resale rights, that's kind of sort of huge. I believe that we've included the personal use at $99 in just about all of our launches within the past year or two, and they just convert because it is such a good
yeah
deal.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Travis sets a restriction on it that it can't be sold for less than $99, so that's what we sell it for. And I added it up. The income that we've gotten from just selling that as upsells to our other Warrior Plus offers was, at the time, and it's gone up since, but at the time it was over $12,000 that we received from selling that particular product. So, and that isn't even something that's complementary to the products we were selling. No, maybe you consider it to be complementary, because Google Docs cache system is a way to easily create sales copy or JV pages or introductory offers or whatever, and without going into the rigmarole of creating sales pages with HTML or WordPress or whatever. So it's easier to create sales copy than anything else. So, but yeah, we made over $12,000 from that investment back then, and it's only grown since, and it only continued to grow. Now, at this time, I'm going to turn off the recording, which I'm doing right now. The recording is back on. Remember, the results we showed you before weren't just theory. They weren't photoshopped. They're real world results from our own time and effort and sales and ingenuity and email list and whatever. And our email list isn't huge, I assure you. We will continue to profit from these assets ourselves for years, and now so can you. That doesn't mean, well, it does mean we're in competition with you, but we don't have an advantage over you. you have followers and people that'll be on your list that aren't on ours. So you have an advantage over us in some ways too. You might make more than we made. So as you see, each of the components of the instant info asset empire has earned us way more than the price that we're asking you today. And if you act now and you're in the first 50, you get our personal time to make it happen for you as well. So again, that offer, $1,597, your price for everything, including the bonuses that we talked about before. Now's a good time for questions. I'll let you go through the question box, Barb. I haven't been keeping track there.
Sure, yes. I've been trying to stay abreast of the questions as well. We have a question here from Todd. Will there be any restrictions to pricing to protect other licensees? If you would like to answer that, Dennis. I know the answer with Travis products.
That's a good question. Yeah, we ask. It's actually not legal for us to restrict prices. The FTC and in the U.S. at least calls that price fixing, and that's not legal. But we do ask that certain components, and we will list them in the rights and the licenses that you download, that there be a minimum advertised price, an MAP, of a certain amount for certain components. So that will protect you. If you want to make special deals with anybody and you don't advertise that you're willing to make special deals and and whatever with anybody, then that's okay. We can't control that. But we can control and ask that you not advertise on Facebook or on Warrior Plus or on Twitter or X or wherever, that or on a public web page that anybody in the world can get to, that the price for something that's worth $800 is going to be $3. You know, that would not be fair to anybody and everybody.
Right. And okay. Dennis, would you like to also take care of mentioning the last, it's the very last question. I just don't know how to pronounce that.
Okay. I just bought the program. Will I get time with you both till I make $1,000 per month? Yes. Yes. We won't make an appointment for time. We won't go online with you with Zoom or whatever unless it's absolutely necessary. You will be able to send us emails with your questions. Both Barb and I will have access to that email account, and one or both of us will answer you within a reasonable amount of time, certainly within 24 hours, and usually a lot less. If there are questions that we deem to be typical, I intend to create a members area that we can maybe create a video or a PDF of to answer that question for everybody, because I know that if somebody asks a question and has a problem or a concern or just curious about something, that maybe other people that aren't quite as vocal about what's troubling them they might also have that question. So we'll eventually build up a nice members area of information to handle those kind of questions. Does that answer that?
Yeah, also, I believe that the name of the individual, and I apologize if I mispronounce your name, Annie Rudda. So thank you again for your purchase here. It looks like you're amongst our first dozen or so. So appreciate that. And yes, I tend to love email for communications, and anything that is needed, that you need or have questions for us, yeah, we will definitely help get you up to that commitment that we have promised. I also have access to a Zoom-like program as well. So if necessary, I can jump on a video call and such with you to go over questions you might have and such like that. So thank you again, really appreciate that. And Mandy now asks, will DAB coaching and earn 1K a day still continue? Well, of course. I mean,
Absolutely.
How could we not?
Absolutely. Earn 1K a day has been going since 2007, and
going strong. Yeah.
That was my first paid membership site, and it changed my life having that, and the friends I made there, and to be honest, the money I made through selling access to that, and it's not going to end. I made a commitment that it would continue. I send out an email every week telling people what new has been added to the site, and we add downloads to the download area a couple times a week. So yeah, that's going to continue. And DAB coaching has been going on since I think 2017, and we don't advertise either of those. We don't market either of those actively, but we could and we might. But they're still there, and we're still supporting them.
Yep. Alrighty. Let's see. Al just asked, I see many products have PLR and resale rights. Are there some with master PLR rights, then we can sell PLR rights to others?
Some of the products that either Barb or I created, yes, we offer master PLR rights.
Yep.
Too. If, for example, PLR that I bought master rights to, I don't have the ability to offer master PLR rights to other people. But for example, the daily seminar content that we made so much money from, yeah, we give you master PLR to that. And to the rapid content creation suite, I don't remember if I restrict that or whether we give a master PLR to that, but I'm pretty sure we do. But that'll be in the license file that you'll download. But some of it, yes, you have master PLR too. And that means you'll be able to, excuse me, that means you'll be able to sell PLR to others, but you won't be able to sell master PLR to others. But you will be able to sell PLR to other people as well as personal use rights.
Right, and if I could also comment on that, the master PLL rights for the products that I myself have created, those are extremely premium Word templates, Word documents that I have created over the years. So anything that you get with PLR or even master PLR from me, that has the dynamic changing headers, footers, so wherever readers land on whatever page they are, they know what chapter, what subchapter they're on. It has the acknowledgements, the appendices, etc., everything like that included. The graphics, it's really, really good stuff. And I have never beforehand offered master PLL rights to my particular materials. I have been extremely, extremely reluctant to do so, but for folks who are willing to invest in our program here, to me, that shows that you have determination, that you are committed to making things happen, that you want to be able to build up your income online, to make a change in your life, your family's life, etc. For me, people like that, as opposed to folks who just buy something and let it just kind of sort of sit around gathering digital dust on their hard drive. Well, those kind of people, you folks who are investing in our program, I view it as you're worthy to get the master PLR rights for that. So yes, if that answers that. Now, let's see. Trevor asks, what are views on AI being detected as written by AI or by the AR detectors? I am thinking of use for book products for Kindle. Oh, that is a subject near and dear to my heart, since I have been focusing on learning what triggers AI detectors, and every single AI detector that you see online, different things will trigger it. I have had the same content checked at different AI detectors. One will say, this is human written. Another will say, this is AI written. The third will say, this is 21% human and 79% AI and 363% alien, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that is an excellent question, Trevor. And for the folks who do invest in our program, should you have questions about this, I am willing to share the prompts that I myself now use that increase the probability that your output is considered to be human generated. Remember, everybody has their own unique style. Some people will call it your unique blogging voice, but that was, I suppose, back 20 years ago when blogs were super popular. So now it's really your own unique writing voice. So for example, and this is really important, so I'm very glad you brought it up. You have your own particular mannerisms, right? You have your own particular way in how you write paragraphs, or how you want the emotional content that you want to add. Do you add humor? Are you no nonsense? Do you like including 732 links for folks to click on for more information? And by the way, I have learned how to compel AI to share and include those links in its output so you get actual clickable links from the content that you create. But here's the really cool thing about it, is that you can basically train ChatGPT or Claude or Meta or whatever AI bot you choose to use. You can train it on how to sound like you when it outputs content. So when you ask my views on AI detection, well, if you write content that says buckle up, which is classic for ChatGPT, or picture this, another classic for ChatGPT, yeah, folks who have been in this industry long enough might say, hey, you know, that was kind of sort of written by AI. But like I said, there are prompts and prompts within those prompts and prompts within those prompts that you can use yourself to train ChatGPT to sound just about exactly like you. I do that myself. So I hope that answers. And yes, for those who invest in this offering, I will be happy to teach you all how to do that. I hope that answers your question. Excellent. Alrighty, let's continue going through this. Okay, Anne has a really good question here about, can you use AI to create images? And well, ChatGPT, which a lot of people use for creating their content, you can use it with the 100 niche matrices. You can also ask it to include images as well, based upon what the content is that it created. And not only that, going back to these 100 unique matrices, which, by the way, Dennis, I don't know if you highlighted it, but even if you did, let me highlight it again. These are within 100 niches of proven digital product buyers. Now think about that for a moment. If not just the 100 most popular niches where people go to Amazon and buy books or such like that. No. These are 100 niches where digital content buyers have been proven and kind of sort of like fly off the shelf. So the niches that are provided from which you can create your own products, heck, not even just your own products, but you can create PLR with your own products, mind you, such. You know, and you'll have the that added edge, I guess is what you want to call it, that added edge in knowing that the products that you create will probably have a much higher selling probability than those in other niches. So I hope that answers your question there, Ann. All righty.
Okay.
You have something? Did somebody say something on this?
Yeah, I just said okay.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Shall I continue going through the questions?
If there are any more.
Of course there are more. Oh, God, Lord, we've been here for, the day is still young, Dennis. Okay. Todd asks, Bart, when will you teach us the additional prompts you mentioned after we buy? I need to know them sooner rather than later. And well, since you're one of the first 50 members that buy, I mean, you can just send us email, right away, and I will get onto it. I can also, depending upon the interest, should we happen to have enough individuals who do invest in this, I can create an individual program for all of the buyers here on this webinar, and we can do another entire webinar simply solely about that as well. So I hope that answers your question too. Okay, and let me continue scrolling down. Okay, let's see. Anna Rita asked, will there be a members area where all the products and bonuses will be located, or do we download them from Warrior Plus? I'll let you handle that, Dennis.
Yeah. As soon as you buy, as soon as you invest in this, you'll get the purchase goes through Warrior Plus, and you get access to a web page that lists all the different components of the Profit Rebel system, of the instant info asset systems, and you download from that page, and we'll keep that page up to date. Now, we also have a school group, SKOOL group, where we haven't started doing it yet, but we have the group already, and it's free to join. But we can make additional videos, etc., that we've talked about potentially creating available, but not accessible to people that haven't purchased instant asset empire, if that makes sense. That we'll give you the address of the school group, and you just have to join, and you won't have to pay anything, and you'll be able to get other content that way. You'll also be on a mailing list, and we'll alert you whenever there's something that's been added that you might not have picked up already.
Yep. Also, I want to also add that for those who are looking at the price that we are offering here, which, as Dennis would say, is extraordinarily low. Yes, we do have the one pay, and then we also have another option available or so as well that you will see at the page that you log in, visit to invest in this product. let me continue going through this here. Alrighty, Dan asks, evergreen products, do they really continuously sell? And I know, oh my gosh, I know that so many people will say evergreen, how can it still be up to date? Well, the thing is, evergreen products, some things don't really change a whole lot. For example, affiliate marketing 20 years ago, a lot of aspects of that are the same today. So for example, on some of my launches, I have included an affiliate marketing product that was compiled from the masters of affiliate marketing, I think about 20 years ago. And I mentioned on the sales page that yes, this was created 20 years ago. A lot of the content is still usable today. And when I add that as one of my upsells, that too flies off the shelf. So evergreen products are really, really, really good, because if you've been in this industry for more than a year or 2 or 5 or 10, whatever, there is a very good chance that the people to whom you are selling don't have the knowledge base that you have as well too. So what might be old to you is brand new, I was about to say brand spanking new, but I confused my metaphors there. And are things that people also, when they're just starting out in internet marketing, want to invest in as well. I mean, look at the way the economies are going, okay? Folks are being laid off left to right. I know this as also one of my kids just got laid off 2 weeks ago. And who knows, really? Who knows the way the future is going to turn out? I love saying the future is always unwritten, and that is true. The future is always unwritten, but gone are those days where you can count on your company to take care of you. I hail from AT&T and Bell Labs, as does my husband, who is there for about 30 years or so. Back then, yeah, you'd work for a company, for an employer, and you'd be taken care of. Nowadays, ask yourself, upon whom can you truly count to ensure that you have income flowing in? I have news for you. It's not employers anymore, because there will always be reasons for people or employers or companies to say we need to cut back. And what will you do when those cutbacks happen? The only thing that you can be assured of is that which you commit to, which you can do yourself. The challenge with that, of course, is having the individuals who can help guide you on the best way to accomplish this, to build your income online, to see your business grow, to see your business thrive. And yes, I will be the first to admit, it can be a bit unnerving to say, oh my gosh, I need to take care of this myself. I need to put my material out there online, but I've got news for you, okay? If you don't do it yourself, who else will? And the answer is nobody. The answer is that it falls directly upon you to ensure that your future income supporting the people you love, it falls directly upon your shoulders to ensure that it happens. You can't count anymore on corporate America being there for you. You can't count anymore upon your 9-to-5 job, because sooner or later, and as it happened to one of my kids, sooner, you're going to be faced with the fact that, yeah, companies are going to have layoffs. And what will you do then? That's one reason why this offer is so insanely good. I know that when I returned to one aspect of internet marketing back in 2011, one of the first things that I did was invest in a mentor, invest in a membership where I could have people show me the ropes, where I didn't have to stumble about blindly, but I had people who could say, okay, Barb, this is what you want to do. This is how you create your products. Oh, wow, your first launch, it didn't go as well as you expected. Okay, let's sit down, let's go over it. Let's see what could have been done different, what could have been done better. That's one reason why I was able to, I think, zoom to 10K per month within 8 months, was because I had people who were looking out for me, who were willing to help, who were able to show me what needed to be done. And that is one of the other extra valuable benefits that we get, that you get, if, mind you, you are within the first 50 of those. Here, it is, honestly, it's priceless. Having folks who can show you the ropes without you having to stumble blindly down any path it is that you choose to do. And yeah, I'm losing my voice here too. So hold on for a second. And also, as I go through all of the questions here, if you still have any questions, please do be sure to ask them.
Okay, if there aren't any more questions, let's get ready to wrap up. Again, that link is daboffers.com/profitrebelbuy. As Barb mentioned, not only do we have the 1-pay price available, but also a 5-pay price. So you can spread your payments out over time. It's a little more expensive that way, but you could also put the $15.97 on a credit card, so you could have more leeway in paying over time. But I don't recommend that you necessarily do that, and unless you feel comfortable with that.
Indeed.
But this price is guaranteed to increase. Like I said before, the target price that we had in mind was $5,000. Probably won't go to that immediately, but there will be price bumps in the future, and as we keep adding more benefits to the what we end up setting up as a members area, then of course we'll have to get our investment back too. So we'll have to increase the price for new members, but we'll never ask you for another extra dime. So hopefully I've explained things pretty well today. If not, let me know. You can either let me know now, or you can, if you're listening on the replay, or think about the question later, you can always send us an email, dab@dabspecials.com, and we're there for you to help you to make this be may be one of the best purchases you've ever made in your life.
Sounds good there.
Yeah, we will have a replay to answer the last question. And GoToWebinar, we'll send you a link out sometime after the webinar. I have it set right now as a day after, but I may make that sooner once I get the rendering from GoToWebinar and then get it up to YouTube and get everything so that it can be downloaded immediately. So it may be later tonight, or it may be sometime tomorrow. So you'll get that. Just watch for an email.
Excellent.
Okay, I think we've exhausted the questions, Barb.
All righty, sir.
If I'm wrong, let me know real quick. Otherwise, we're going to be closing down, and that link is going to stay active. So if you haven't had a chance to get in already, you can do so sooner rather than later, hopefully. And we'll see you. You'll get the email. You'll get the access information right away, and you'll be able to start downloading and using and profiting from this information right away. So thanks everybody for staying with us. I appreciate it, and have a good day.
Thanks everybody for coming on by. Take care.